Hello, everybody. This is a special read. We're getting into November and have to think of Thanksgiving, at least for those of us in the United States. But it's good idea to give thanks, and that's why I'm calling this Giving Thanks Thanksgiving. To me, it's my favorite holiday. I know Halloween's coming. A lot of you get all excited. That's great. Have fun. I'll have fun. I'm going to go to a little parade where my nephew's going, my sister, some friends. Thanksgiving's great because it's kind of the least commercialized big holiday we have. And the original sentiment's really good about neighbors coming together from different backgrounds, Native American and European and other settlers, to give thanks, to share all the great things they have. And it's basically right after harvest, which is a good time for a party in those days. Anytime's a good time now, right? So, and it's really cool because it's talking about giving, but it's one of the very few holidays where gifts aren't involved. I like that. Gifts put pressure on people. You might not have the money, don't know what to get, too much going on, it just stresses you out. Adds to stress, that's all. Who needs that? I talk about and I think about giving thanks all the time. And if I'm good at anything, as far as the spiritual stuff goes, it's giving thanks all day, every day. It comes a practice and a habit, a good habit, to remember every little thing. Food and shelter, can't take that for granted. Some people don't have it. One thing it's not good to do is kind of show off social media. A lot of people do that. You know, there's people who don't have things. Show off fancy meals and going out to places people could never afford. I don't know. There's just so much of that going on. It gets worse and worse all the time with TikTok, and some of that goes on Instagram. Of course, dating apps, I guess that's what people do. I don't know. I've never been on one. I know they're trying to show their best side. I have heard there's a lot of misrepresentations involved in that. People show up for a date and they don't look anything like their profile pictures and other stuff they post. Anyway, so we have to give thanks, and also to give. Give thanks for what we have, and also to give to others who are less fortunate. Right now, I'm thankful it's quiet. My neighbor just was messing around with their four-wheeler or whatever they got it going over there, trying to get it run right. It's very loud. It's late, too. You know, kind of late. I don't know. It's at 8 p.m., something like that. Everything matters. The weather's very mild now. It's beautiful. I love it. Sitting out back on my little beach chair in the alley here, trying to get my 20 minutes of sun in. Took a walk, broke my healthy food diet and got some pizza. Big treat for me. But I just had a smoothie for dinner. Delicious. So anyway, I give thanks for all these things, every single thing. And it's a good idea to spread the word. So that's why I'm doing this reading tonight. So I already rolled the dice, and I got 3 of my sculptures here. They all relate directly to tarot if you haven't been here before. And how it works is the square die here, when it comes up even, it's an upright. We got one reverse. This is the Page of Cups, the Chariot, of course, you could tell. That's upright, and the Star. We've had a lot of planetary action going into our favor now. The retrogrades in Mars and others have passed. Should be smoother sailing. And I kept these cards out to show you. This is assigned to me. I did my own personal reading. I got 3 really good cards. I'll show you one at a time. Queen of Cups. Queen of Love. She's the best. Nurturing, loving, giving. Talk about giving. Her and the Pentacles, I'd say they're the big givers. Queen of Pentacles. So I got her upright. I got 6 of Pentacles. See, pretty happy there. Material wealth, you know, success. And I got the Sun. We have the Star here, but I got the Sun. Sun's the best card in the deck. I was sitting in the Sun, and can you imagine how there's so many things that we take for granted? How is it that the Sun, at the distance it's at, with our ozone layer protecting us and the rays it gives off, and it filters out before it gets to us, and the exact temperature. And you're sitting in the sun, you turn your face from one side to the other, and it feels like it's burning. I mean, that thing's, I don't know, millions of miles away, light years away. I don't know. I was bad at memorizing that stuff in school. Anyway, it's crazy. It's just like, just that one thing alone. How things would be different if the sun was close, or we were closer to the sun. It's just such a balance, and that affects the crops and the light, just everything. I just shuffled that because that's where those 3 cards came out, and what came up, 3 of Pentacles. And it's funny because before I shuffled, 2 of Pentacles was on top. And here we have the 2 of Pentacles. That was the 2 of Wands. Now it's 2 of Pentacles, 3 of Pentacles, and this I did shuffle. This 2 of Pentacles here is called the Lord of Harmonious Change. So this is getting our act together, getting balanced. Being in harmony with our neighbors, our families. Might have a lot going on. We need to get that balance. It's a struggle sometimes. And it's a big 8. It's a continuous struggle. It never ends. People say it's about choices. Well, we make choices every few minutes or more consciously. Our bodies are making them all the time without us even knowing. 3 of Pentacles is about working with people. Could be office, friends, working together. That's Thanksgiving too. That's what that whole vibe's about. A lot of people, not everybody, we have to remember that, have families to go have dinner with or whatever for Thanksgiving. Some don't. You can give them a call, ask them to come over. Yeah, there's a lot of, all these decks here. I got all these decks out. This one here is the 8 of Pentacles. More working together. That's really honing your craft, becoming a master. Become a master at giving thanks. How's that? Work on it. Cultivate that skill and that. It's like a vocation. Over here's the 2 of Cups. That's a union. It's giving thanks if you have that a significant other. Again, not everybody does. Can be very lonely without somebody. We have to learn to be okay on our own, to love ourselves. That's number 1. And that can be temporary. That goes with choices. It's partly our own choice what happens with that. So the only reverse we have here is this Page of Cups. So I would say focus right now, it's not on meeting new people, but working on ourselves. Pages are young energy. Could be a child. Child could be unhappy at this time, not helping out. You want them to help out. They don't feel like it. Oh, man. When I was a kid, there was no choice. Whatever they said, whatever dad said, mom said, my grandparent, anybody, any adult, you basically just did it. You didn't even make a face. Things are a little different, probably better now. So that page, it is about emotions. And here, so far in this read, we have everything but fire. This is earth and water, but mostly water, because it's cups. We have Cancer here, earth, and we have the star, Aquarius, air. I don't know why they named it Aquarius. It sounds like water, doesn't it? Anyway, the only major we have is the star. So we should kind of focus on that a little more. I had this one book called Starman. I just saw it sitting here, and here we have the star. Maybe we should look into it. They say David Bowie had something to do with this book, and this, it's almost like its own system of cards and meanings for each piece. Let's see what it says for the star. A lot of times it has more to do with creativity and our ecology, our natural world and taking care of it. Let me see. I'll get to the meat of it here. The star, a potent symbol of light and transformation, change, pierces the mask of the ordinary to release the extraordinary. A powerful conduit of the divine radiance, she moves effortlessly between the personal and transpersonal realms, embodying and transmitting larger-than-life energy. She is a divine vehicle and catalyst for the star energy in others. It's about freedom and expansion. I'm going to paraphrase. Her presence is felt, charismatic, a great lightning conductor, very firing, energetic. And it talks about working with David Bowie on this and him being a rock star. It's another kind of star. It talks about how he was very interested in the human condition. I think Thanksgiving goes with the human condition. For me, I think that's the original meaning. Oftentimes they talk about fame with these cards, star cards, fame and fortune and all that. But David Bowie thought it was better to be unconcerned with that, to think more of others, or to see the star qualities in others. He seemed to have a tremendous thirst for knowledge, drawing from fields as diverse as art, philosophy, spirituality, literature, history, and anthropology, with extraordinary focus and discipline. So the basic is dream big. Allow inspiration to guide you. Step out and enjoy the beauty of the world. We were talking about that. Share your gifts. Give your gifts, in other words. Shine brightly. Share your light with others. Cool. Okay. The one thing we haven't talked about. Oh, yeah, we have two. Did I say we only have one major? We have two. We have the chariot here, and it's an upright. So that's success. That's moving fast towards, very focused towards your goal, towards your desires. Has to do with balance because normally you have two horses, a black one and a white one, that the driver has to keep in line, keep balance so they don't go off the road. They don't, horses, they don't think alike. They don't want to act together. Only has two wheels. Takes some balance, some skill. Could be a trip over the river and through the woods to grandmother's house we go. I think that's the words. Thanksgiving time. It's one of the busiest travel days. I think I'm staying put. I usually do. I'm the hermit. Oh, man. So, yeah, that's pretty cool. And these cards, these do-it-yourself cards, message cards that I made myself, totally stream of consciousness, had no idea how they would go together. They really, it's very interesting what comes together. I mean, look at this. Ancestors in the 5D. I mean, when you say ancestors, it pretty much means the 5D. Elders would be our living, wise family people. So, yeah, it's a time to remember them, give thanks for what they taught us, what we learned, even by observation. There's so many kids running around my family. It's not like you talk to the grandparents a lot, one-on-one, but you learn from watching them, or they would teach you. My grandfather was hilarious in a very tough way. Get up in the morning, you knew you were going to have some chores to do. You never knew what. He'd say, he hardly spoke to us, but he would say enough like, get the wheelbarrow, get the shovel, meet me out back. Go out back. He'd bring the cement out, mix up some cement, and do something with it. If you're going to do the roofing, he would just say, get some hammers, get those things, and get the ladder. And we learned. That was kind of direct, although he didn't tell us the steps or anything like that. Same with watching your dad work in a car, maybe, your mom cook. It all goes together with Thanksgiving, and that could be, you could be looking back at that at this time. Maybe it means we should. It's important to look back, ask for their help. If you're going through a rough spot, ask for their guidance. Who'd be more willing to help than your ancestors, right? Some you know, some you didn't know. They go way, way back. Then it was funny, when I was shuffling and everything, I thought of music and how I went to Catholic school, and the one thing the nuns said that really stuck with me all these years is singing was the highest form of praise to God. And they weren't really into the arts that much, I mean, we'd have art one day a week on a Friday, do some watercolors or, have a pencil and paper, very basic. But that's what they said. My one cousin became a nun, and I went to her graduation where they were married. They got rings, and they were married to Christ, and they sang like angels. It was amazing. So, music's a big thing. Thanksgiving, we don't have Thanksgiving music, do we? Except for that one song I just sang. We have Christmas carols. Oh, that's the other thing. And we talk about holiday season begins with Thanksgiving. Well, it's funny how we skip Halloween and they're so close together. I mean, Halloween's a big deal for a lot of people. And that's the 5D stuff. That's ancestors. That's the whole idea of it. Old souls. What do we call it? All Souls, All Saints Day. And Mexicans have their rites where they go to the cemetery, bring food, blankets, sit out and spend time with their ancestors. So they kind of go together. It's the start of the season, religious season. And if you take commercialism out of it, I think that's when the season, holiday season, really starts. I think it's pretty good reading. You know, I don't want to keep you. I think everything's clear. The only thing is, let's clarify. What should we use? We'll use this. Let's clarify the page. Seems like the outlier here. I shuffle all these, but I like to warm them up a little. Since we're talking about Thanksgiving, I want to use a traditional deck. Mystic Tarot. It's kind of like Rider-Waite, but a little edge to it, a little more surreal. All right, let's get one card. Oh, am I going to do Rumi today? Oh, man. I think I should do Rumi. Okay, we got one. We got, ooh, nice. More success. The Six of Wands. There's our fire piece. Got all the elements now. Riding in on a horse. Everybody can see. Success. And it's powerful and creative. That's what the wands are all about. And moving forward. That horse is moving forward. It's a strong looking horse. A little scary, actually. Look at that strange looking thing. That's what I mean. This has an edge to it, this deck. Beautiful outfits. I love the hat. Everybody came out to celebrate. It's a celebration. Just like Thanksgiving. What's under that? Oh, look at that. Beautiful. The Six of Cups under the Six of Wands. Wow. It's like children. Could be children. Sometimes it is. I mean, these look like young people. One giving a cup to the other. Showing love. But it's giving. That's the theme today. And that's definitely a card of giving. Couldn't be more clear. Giving cups, giving love. Giving emotions, sharing them. Wow. I think that's enough. We don't need to go into Rumi. It's going to get a little long if we do. I just want to have a short message. So, thanks everybody who came. Have a great holiday. Have a great day. Have a great week. Have a great month. Have a great holiday season. Love y'all.